Hi there! In this video we wanted to tell you guys about some great places to find Wi-Fi. And I know you can find Wi-Fi all over the place these days, but we're going to focus particularly on the best places to get Wi-Fi depending on your circumstance. So, you can park just about in any building, pull up, typically have to be close to the building, and get the Wi-Fi from them. Some ideas you might already know about. Fast food places, almost all of them seem to have some Wi-Fi service now. For instance, any fast food place, Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Starbucks is a good option. They almost always have Wi-Fi that you can get parked at the building. And Subway, also we've had some good luck at Subway's parking at the building to get Wi-Fi. Other ideas, you could also park at a grocery store. A lot of grocery stores offer Wi-Fi now, just about all of them that we've been to. You do have to park fairly close to the grocery store in order to get the Wi-Fi. You typically can't get it at the back of the lot, so that may or may not be something you want to do. We kind of hate parking up close when it's busy. So it's not always our first go-to, but that's an option. Wal Mart's about the same situation where you can get it, but you have to park pretty close to the building. Another idea that you may or may not have thought of are Home Depot and Lowe's, and maybe even a sporting goods store. They all also have Wi-Fi in their building. And we can say from our experience that Home Depots and Lowe's, you can get the Wi-Fi by parking back further away from the building. So
that works really great.
You don't really have to be quite up against the building as you do in our other suggestions like the grocery stores and stuff like that. So you might want to try those out if you're able to park at the building, if the weather's good, things like that. So those are great options if the weather's good and you can sit in your vehicle. But what if the weather's not so good and you want to go indoors?
Pretty much all the same places we just said before. Fast food restaurants work fantastic. Then you got the grocery stores. We found out Barnes & Noble works really good. And then they have cozy seating, they have plugs, and obviously they also have books. So if you're just charging and not actually working, you can sit and read some of the books, which works out fantastic. Because most of the time we just go to thrift shops, but Barnes & Noble works great. Then Home Depot and Lowe's works fantastic because they have their patio furniture set up inside, so you can sit in those, which are very cozy. And every once in a while you can find a plug. Sometimes you got to be a little crafty, but they have them around. So those work out really well. And also visitor centers. They pretty much all have Wi-Fi. Again, with the plug situation, it's off and on. Okay. So most of the food places work out great if you're hungry and you're going to eat anyways, and just kill two birds with one stone. But if you just want to go in and sit, you kind of feel obligated to buy something. So that's where Starbucks kind of comes in handy. You don't really feel obligated to have to buy anything. A lot of people are in there just working on their laptops. So we've ducked into a few and just sat for a couple hours and charged while using Wi-Fi. Works out pretty great.
So it's very nice to be outdoors instead of having to sit inside, but you do pretty much need decent weather for that. You can, surprisingly, find Wi-Fi at a lot of outdoor parks, and we've used that quite a bit because we like being outside and we have the dogs. So a really good place to look for that is if there's a park beside a library. A lot of times they have Wi-Fi in the park, and it comes from the library source, and there's been a few others. So then you can, sit on a blanket and enjoy the day while getting your Wi-Fi. Disadvantage of that is you're not often going to find plugs, but believe it or not, we have found some pretty great parks that actually have plugs in their pavilions areas, and we've been able to charge and use Wi-Fi at the same time at the park. That's like the best case scenario for Wi-Fi, especially if you have dogs. And on that note, if you have dogs, here's some ideas for what you can do, where you can take your dogs, because obviously the one I just said, the park is the best case scenario, but what if you need to go indoors?
So if the weather's hot and you can't leave your dogs in the car and you have work to do, best place to go with your dogs is Home Depot and Lowe's, or kind of any sporting goods stores, but Home Depot and Lowe's work the best. Like we said, they have the patio furniture you can sit out with, and they're dog friendly. So works out fantastic for all of you in that situation.
Yeah, we often take the dogs for a stroll in Home Depot or Lowe's, wear them out a bit, then we go sit down and use the Wi-Fi, and every once in a while get the charging as well. So otherwise, you're kind of stuck to charging or using Wi-Fi at night only when the dogs can actually stay in the car. So those are the best options we've found. If you guys have other great suggestions, let us know. And we are working on a map on the website for you guys. It's currently up, and you can find it under the section of where to find Wi-Fi. And we are just constantly adding to that. So if you're traveling or on the road like us, in any of the areas we've been to, check that out. That might be a great resource for you guys. And we're just going to keep loading up places we've found Wi-Fi. It's going to include all the places we just mentioned, plus others, bonus spots that we find. And we're going to be adding some comments and descriptions to it as well, so you can see, like, did this one have seating? Particular places where we expected Wi-Fi, but it wasn't working, so you know maybe that's not the best option, and details like that. So enjoy that resource, and hope you find this quite useful.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hey guys, just adding some more resources to that map we mentioned. If you're looking for that link, here it is. And also check the description below. We'll add the link to that so you can find it and get all the Wi-Fi sources on the map, plus other great resources. If you liked that video, do us a favor. Make sure to hit the like button on the video. And if you'd like to find more resources, aside from just Wi-Fi, but other great on-the-road resources, simply subscribe to the channel. Thanks.